Natalie Wood is the daughter of Russian immigrants Nikolai Stepanovich Zakharenko, originally from Vladivostok, and Maria Stepanovna Zudilova, originally from Barnaul, who became U.S. citizens. Maria already had a daughter, Olga, at the time she met Nikolai. Natasha was born in San Francisco on July 20, 1938. In 1946, her younger sister Svetlana was born. Nikolai worked as a carpenter. Maria was ambitious and dreamed of a career as an actress, but at the castings, she was laughed at because of her accent, and as a starlet, she was not suitable for her age. Then she transferred her aspirations to Natasha. The mother wanted a better life for her children at any cost. America was just coming out of the Great Depression, and then World War II broke out. The family clung to Hollywood as the only way to survive. Natalie began filming as a 4-year-old girl. Her debut was Carrie in the movie The Moon is Down. The movie studio liked the girl very much, and she even came up with a pseudonym, Natalie Wood, short for Hollywood. Little Natasha fell in love with the American Christmas movie Miracle on 34th Street. By the age of 8, the little girl was earning $1,000 a week and supporting the whole family. The weight of her sudden fame was too heavy a burden that she had to carry all her life. On the set of the movie Tomorrow is Forever, 1946, where her daughter was naturally present, Maria, caught a butterfly and began to pull out the emotions in front of her daughter, tearing off the wings of the insect to evoke sincere tears from the girl. Over time, Natasha became like a soldier, carrying out these commands. Scenes with her participation were often successful from the first take. On the set of The Green Promise, 1948, Natalie was injured. She broke her wrist falling off a bridge into the river. The cameraman continued to film this scene, and Mary subsequently refused to interrupt the shooting for her daughter's recovery period. She was afraid to miss this opportunity. Since then, Natalie hid her wrist with bracelets and developed a phobia. She became afraid of open bodies of water. Films followed one after another. The Ghost and Mrs. Muir, 1947. The Star, 1952. The role of Judy in the movie Rebel Without a Cause, directed by Nicholas Ray with James Dean in the title role, earned her a nomination for an Oscar in 1955. According to some reports, the mother of the young actress forced her daughter to enter into a close relationship with the director for the sake of this role, which was also a blow to the girl, but she preferred not to address this topic herself. One way or another, after filming in this film, Natalie began to be perceived as a serious and talented actress, and her career took off sharply. By the age of 17, the girl had blossomed. Roles in films such as West Side Story and The Great Race made her a star. Roles in Splendor in the Grass, 1961, and Love with the Proper Stranger, 1963, brought her 2 more nominations for the Academy Award from the American Film Academy. Wood's personal life was also intense. In the mid-1950s, she was rumored to have had a romance with Elvis Presley, but the wedding didn't work out. Natalie categorically did not like Elvis's mother. In December 1957, 19-year-old Natalie married actor Robert Wagner. The media wrote about them as the perfect couple and closely followed their relationship. One day, we were driving a Corvette across the country. Radio stations would announce where we were going, and in every town, fans would be waiting for us, Wood later told People magazine. This relationship was not destined to last long. Her husband cheated on her, and in retaliation, Natalie entered into a romance with Warren Beatty. Wagner was deeply affected by their breakup. He even contemplated harming the rival. I hung around his house with a gun, hoping that he would come out. I didn't just want to kill him, I was ready to do it. 5 years after the wedding, the spouses divorced, but Robert would still play a significant role in Natalie's fate. The events that transpired led the actress to seek therapy with a psychoanalyst. She resorted to self-medication, drowning her grief in a large amount of white wine, but it didn't help. In 1966, Natalie Wood attempted to poison herself, but doctors managed to wash out a lethal dose of sleeping pills from her body. For 3 years, she did not appear in any films. At the age of 30, Natalie longed for the ordinary happiness of a family and children. In 1969, she married the director of a casting agency, Richard Gregson, and gave birth to a daughter named Natasha. In 1971, the seemingly ideal marriage ended with another blow to Natalie's ego. Her husband cheated on her with his own secretary. Natalie did not remain in debt and went on to seriously hinder Gregson's career. In 1972, at a social event, Natalie met her first husband, Robert Wagner, and they both suddenly realized that they had never stopped loving each other all this time. Rumor has it that they were not bound by emotional intimacy, but by a common destructive passion, a craving for alcohol. Both often didn't know when to stop, often ending up unconscious. The couple immediately remarried, and 2 years later, Natalie gave birth to another daughter, Courtney Brooke, and her life finally settled into a normal rhythm. A new creative upswing began. Movies in which Natalie participated in the second half of the 1970s enjoyed great success in the United States. In 1981, Natalie participated in the filming of the movie Brainstorm. Her partner was Christopher Walken, with whom she had a close relationship. It's enough to see him once to never forget. A sinister face, lush hair, and unusual eyes. One blue, the other green. It is still unknown why Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood decided to celebrate the American national holiday of Thanksgiving, November 29, 1981, on their yacht Splendor in the company of Christopher Walken and the yacht's captain, Dennis Tavern. The yacht left the port of Los Angeles and traveled to the nearby island of Santa Catalina. There, the trio sat in a restaurant where they drew the attention of other diners due to their excessive consumption of champagne and Natalie's flirtatious behavior with Walken. On the yacht, they continued the party, and at some point, Natalie left her companions and went down to the cabin. Natalie Wood drowned on the night of November 29 to 30, 1981, under unclear circumstances while aboard a yacht off Santa Catalina Island in California. Based on the testimonies of Wagner, Walken, and the yacht's captain, the police concluded that Natalie Wood, an unskilled swimmer in a nightgown and down jacket, without informing anyone, decided to go ashore in a boat in the middle of the night. Natalie, who had always viewed water as a mortal danger, tried to stay away from it, and, if a movie's plot involved a water scene, she agreed to it only with the guarantee of extremely reliable insurance. The actress had once mentioned that her biggest nightmare was being submerged in seawater, and for the sake of her comfort, all swimming scenes in Brainstorm were removed. Natalie's head showed signs of severe bruising. Perhaps the boat overturned, the down jacket got wet instantly, and it pulled Natalie underwater. The actress was 43 years old. According to the investigators' version, it was an accident. The tipsy actress, while putting on a jacket, went out on the deck, slipped, and fell into the water. The case was closed. No one paid attention to the fact that Natalie Wood's life was insured for $13 million, and in case of her death, Robert Wagner would be the beneficiary. Additionally, abrasions and bruises were found on the deceased's body, which couldn't be attributed to a simple bruise. Natalie's loved ones insisted that her husband was involved in the tragedy, especially since it had only been a few months since the death of his beloved wife, and Wagner had stopped portraying himself as an inconsolable widower, engaging in a relationship with another actress, Jill Street John, who later married him. Jill is known for her role as a Bond girl in the 1971 movie Diamonds Are Forever, starring Sean Connery. The yacht's captain stated that not only did Wagner not search for his drowned wife himself, but he also forbade him from turning on the searchlights or making any active efforts to find Natalie. Robert Wagner published a memoir, Pieces of My Heart, in which he blamed himself for his wife's death, saying, "Yes, I blame myself. Natalie would have felt the same way if it had happened to me. Why didn't I look out for her?" he wondered rhetorically. The shadow of mystery shrouding Natalie Wood's enigmatic death never dissipated. Many aspects remain strange and unexplained. So many questions, yet all remain unanswered. Friends, thank you for watching. Support the channel by subscribing, liking, or commenting. And see you in new exciting videos.